Hello everyone and welcome to my The Young and the Restless Soapy Stories channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to Tuesday, June 24th spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Kane Ashby will attempt to persuade Victor Newman to re-evaluate a generous offer. Kane wants to strike a deal for control of the Chancellor because he is willing to give up the companies that are registered in Aristotle Dumas' name. Kane might question whether there is anything he can say or do to persuade Victor to reconsider, even though Victor will insist that he is not interested. Victor will at least advocate for complete transparency, but he won't promise anything. Victor will wonder why Kane is actually disclosing all of this, since it will appear like he is withholding some important information. The death of Colin Atkinson is a contributing cause, but according to YNR spoilers, Victor will press for further information and eventually coerce Kane into making a confession. Does Kane's impending return to Genoa City have a deeper meaning? Does Kane have another objective he hasn't disclosed yet, or does he want Lily Winters back? Look for Jack Abbott to question Nikki Newman about Kane's motivations, as it will remain a popular party topic. Since Nikki will also be questioned, she will discuss Kane's behavior with Jack in an attempt to determine what is going on. In order to eventually navigate the maze, look for Michael Baldwin, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, Abby Winters, and Chance Chancellor. The train will then pick up 4 additional passengers. Abby will be surprised to see Chance at this party because she didn't know her ex-husband had received an invitation. The greatest surprise of all, though, will occur when Abby, Chance, Michael, and Lauren discover Dumas' true identity. As the 4 of them learn more about what transpired prior to their arrival, there will be more Kane mayhem. Kane will have to respond to the irate questions from Lauren, Michael, Chance, and Abby during additional grilling sessions. We'll keep you updated on all the growing drama as Kane's party takes unexpected turns, according to spoilers for The Young and the Restless. According to previews for The Young and the Restless, Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman are preparing for a tragic revelation in Nice. Let's talk about what's coming up at the chateau, since anything might happen there that would leave Phyllis and Sharon feeling quite upset. Phyllis will try to persuade Aristotle Dumas to enter into a partnership now that he has been exposed as Kane Ashby. As she approaches Kane and makes a proposal, we'll see Phyllis acting like the enterprising person she usually is. Even though Phyllis is determined to enjoy this trip to the fullest, things are going to go horribly wrong. Fans of YNR will remember that Phyllis already experienced a panic episode in the maze since it was too similar to her experience in captivity. It's simple to understand why the maze momentarily disturbed Phyllis, because Martin Laurent had her and Sharon captive and had them play games. Phyllis was calmed down by Nick Newman, but he could need to console her once more soon. This also applies to Sharon, who will end up in the same frantic boat as Phyllis. Phyllis and Sharon will be dealing with some challenging memories as the week of June 23rd to 27th comes to an end. A painful discovery of some kind will occur, reminding Sharon and Phyllis of their history. Another game that transports Sharon and Phyllis back to their time as Martin's hostages might be in the works. However, like Twisted Martin did, Phyllis and Sharon might find Kane's surveillance gear and learn he's been monitoring them. But it's also feasible that this trauma from the past will extend back deeper than the Martin affair. Could Sharon and Phyllis find a new corpse given that they have both dealt with a good number of them in past stories? The start date of the impending murder mystery is still unknown, but it will undoubtedly happen eventually. The only things left to decide are which individuals will discover the corpse and who will perish. Will Phyllis and Sharon be the ones to find out that one of the partygoers has passed away? Stay in for updates on any disturbing news as The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that the June 27th episode may end on a major cliffhanger. Some fans are unhappy with a new recast of Kane Ashby, who was once Daniel Goddard but is now Billy Flynn, according to spoilers and updates for The Young and the Restless. They find it outrageous that Kane is so much younger than the original and, worse, that he doesn't speak with an Australian accent. It was discovered that Kane Ashby was the mysterious Aristotle Dumas. When actor Daniel Goddard played Kane Ashby on The Young and the Restless for the first time in 2007, the character was changed to reflect Goddard's Australian ancestry. Goddard left the show in 2019 However, Kane returned in 2025 and was identified as the mysterious Aristotle Dumas alter ego. In an unexpected turn of events, Kane was replaced by Billy Flynn, a fresh actor best known for his Days of Our Lives role. Fans are wondering how this new transformation will affect the character. Many are especially concerned about whether or how the show will deal with Kane's changed appearance or accent. Rumors circulated earlier this year that Goddard would return to the role of Kane. Viewers previously saw him play the recurring character Professor Henry Dalton on General Hospital in 2025. How did Kane lose his Australian accent as he aged? Fans have expressed worry about Kane's seeming youthfulness after his comeback to the soap opera. Flynn was born in 1985, whereas Goddard was born in 1971. This is the most outrageous example of character de-aging I've ever experienced, one admirer wrote on social media. Since Kane was pretending to be the genuine Philip Chancellor III when he initially arrived, they added, Kane is meant to be the same age as Christine and Nina. Christine Williams, Philip, and Nina Webster are all about 60 years old. They were all youngsters in the 1980s. Now, Daniel Goddard was already a few years younger than he should have been if he had been intended to be around Philip's age, but not by 20 years. Some fans find the age difference incomprehensible. This is ridiculous. Why couldn't they create a completely new character? Billy Flynn is only 40, someone wrote on social media. The plot might not make sense, so even people who liked Flynn believed it was a bad idea to cast him as Kane. Billy Flynn deserves better, one fan wrote. I was really let down to learn that Billy Flynn is taking on the role of Kane, they added. How is it possible that Kane become a secret billionaire in just 6 years without Lily, or his kids, even realizing it? This plot is ridiculous, they said, because Kane will now be obsessed with getting Lily back and won't be available for any other women. I'm furious. Fans persisted, occasionally holding differing views. Others shared their thoughts on the subject. Some fans said that a certain amount of suspension of disbelief is better and that age can be subjective in soap operas. Others raised various issues, such as Kane's accent. In addition, several fans liked Flynn but thought he would be more appropriate as a different character. Comments read, I doubt this recast will succeed. At least I won't have to hear Aristotle Dumas' name again. Daniel Goddard deserves better. Y&R ought to have made every effort to reunite Daniel Goddard. It's difficult to accept that Billy Flynn is Kane. He ought to have been a different character, and I could have come to terms with that too. What do you think of Billy Flynn as Kane on The Young and the Restless? It would have been more realistic for Tucker to have a long-lost son rather than altering Kane's age and accent.